Good day everyone, my name is Kit Salas and today I'm going to tackle the chapter 3 which is the tourism public sector. For our learning objectives, first identify the various government agencies involved in the development and promotion of the tourism industry in the Philippines. Second, describe the function of each government agency. Third, analyze the relationship between these agencies. Fourth, explore the possibility of public service as a career in the tourism industry. 5. Examine the legal framework governing tourism development in the Philippines. And lastly, analyze a case study to understand the potential challenges of government-led tourism projects. And for our outline, first the introduction, the importance of government and tourism development, key agencies and their functions, the Department of Tourism, Philippine Tourism Authority, and Tramuros Administration, and other important agencies. For our case studies, the overpriced airport, NAIA Terminal 3, the legal framework, presidential decrees, republic acts and executive orders, legal cases and their implications, challenges and opportunities, coordination and collaboration, sustainable development, cultural preservation, future growth. Public service careers in tourism. First, opportunities, benefits and challenges. And the conclusion, the significance of government in the Philippines in the Philippine tourism. The chapter begins with asserting the critical role of the Philippine government in shaping its tourism industry. It emphasizes that tourism is not merely a sector for economic growth, but a vital component of national development, requiring active government involvement. The quote by former Secretary of Tourism Richard Gordon highlights the importance of government agency fostering partnership with the private sector and working collaboratively with local communities. This underscores the belief that successful tourism development relies on a multi-stakeholder approach with government serving a facilitator and coordinator. Number 1. Key agencies and their functions. A. Department of Tourism or DOT. The Department of Tourism is the primary agency responsible for shaping the Philippine tourism industry. It serves as the central authority for policymaking, planning, and administration, setting the overall direction for tourism development. The chapter outlines 8 key functions of the DOT, highlighting its comprehensive scope. First, policy formulation. The DOT develops and implements the policies and regulations that govern various aspects of the tourism industry, including infrastructure, development, marketing strategies, and industry standards. Second, international promotion. The DOT plays a crucial role in promoting the Philippines as a tourist destination internationally through marketing campaigns, participation in travel exhibitions, and engagement with foreign travel agencies. Third, accreditation and classification. The DOT is responsible for accrediting travel agencies and classifying tourism facilities such as hotel, resorts, and restaurants based on established standards ensuring quality and safety for tourists. Tourism development. The DOT works on promoting the development of various types of tourism, including ecotourism, heritage tourism, and rural tourism, supporting the growth of diverse tourism experiences across the Philippines. Tourism statistics. The DOT collects and analyzes data related to tourism, providing valuable insight into tourist arrivals, spending patterns, and the overall performance of the industry. Tourism research. The DOT conducts research and development projects to identify emerging trends in tourism, develop new products and services, and enhance the competitiveness of the Philippine tourism industry. Tourism education and training. The DOT promotes tourism education and training programs to develop a skilled workforce for the industry, ensuring quality services and enhancing the tourism experience. Tourism regulations. The DOT enforces regulations and standards within the tourism sector, ensuring compliance with laws, regulations, and ethical practices, contributing to a safe and responsible tourism environment. Letter B. Philippine Tourism Authority or PTA. The Philippine Tourism Authority implements the policies and programs established by the DOT. It plays a crucial role in promoting the development of an integrated resort complexes, assisting private enterprises with tourism projects, and even directly operating and maintaining essential tourism facilities. The PTA's focus on the practical implementation and support, complementing the DOT's policy-making role. The chapter highlights the PTA collaborative efforts with local government to promote balanced tourism growth across the Philippines, ensuring that benefits are shared across various regions and communities. Letter C. The Intramuros Administration. The Intramuros Administration stands out as a unique entity focused on the restoration, preservation, and development of the historic Intramuros district in Manila. It has a dual mandate to safeguard the area's historical value while simultaneously encouraging sustainable growth. Second, the IA's responsibility include land use and development planning, ensuring the Intramuros retains its historical character while attracting tourists and promoting economic activity. Letter D. Other important agencies. The chapter also discusses a wide range of other agencies that contribute to tourism development, each with their specific roles. First, National Parks Development Committee, NPDC. The NPDC manages national parks like the Quezon Memorial and Luneta, ensuring their conservation and providing recreational opportunities for visitors. Second, National Historical Institute. The NHI preserve historical sites, declaring the national shrines and monuments, ensuring the preservation of the Philippine heritage and culture. National Center for Culture and Arts. The NCCA formulates policies and promotes Filipino cultures and arts, fostering a vibrant cultural landscape that attracts tourists and showcases the country's heritage. Philippine Convention and Visitors Corporation. The PCVC promotes the Philippines as a convention and incentive travel destination, attracting international conferences and events, boosting the tourism industry economic impact. Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The BSP managed the Philippine International Convention Center, a key venue for conferences and events contributing to the country position and a regional convention hub. National Economic Development Authority or NEDA. The NEDA, as the country's economic development and planning agency, plays a role in formulating tourism-related policies, ensuring that tourism development aligns with national economic objectives. Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or PAGCOR, operates casinos and other forms of recreation, contributing to the tourism industry entertainment offerings. Department of Environment and Natural Resources. The DENR ensures the conservation and sustainable use of natural resources, crucial for protecting the environment in tourism destinations and ensuring the long-term viability of the industry. Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE. The DOLE protects the rights and interests of workers, including those in the tourism sector, ensuring fair labor practices and contributing to a stable and productive workforce. Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, develops and maintains infrastructure, including access to tourism destinations, ensuring connectivity and facilitating transportation. The Department of Transportation and Communication, or the DOTC, regulates transportation and communicating services, impacting tourism logistics, ensuring efficient travel arrangement. Department of Trade and Industry. The DTI promotes trade industry and investment, supporting the tourism industry economic growth and fostering partnership between businesses and government agencies. Board of Investment. BOI. The BOI regulates the promotes investment in the Philippines, including the tourism project, attracting foreign and domestic investment to enhance tourism infrastructure and services. Philippine Economic Zone Authority. PEZA establishes and manages economic zones, potentially attracting tourism-related businesses, fostering economic development and creating jobs. Department of Foreign Affairs. The DFA promotes diplomatic relations and provides assistance to overseas Filipino workers, impacting tourism by enhancing visitors, safety, and fostering positive international perception. Department of Interior and Local Government. The DILG supervises local governments, ensuring public safety and order, crucial for stable tourism, environment, and visitor confidence. Bureau of Food and Drugs. The BFAD ensures the safety and quality of the food and other products consumed by tourists, contributing to a positive tourism experience. Bureau of Customs. The Bureau of Customs regulates import and export activities, impacting tourism-related goods and ensuring compliance with customs regulations. The Philippine National Railways. The PNR operates passenger and freight rail services, playing a vital role in transportation to and within tourism destinations, particularly in areas with existing rail networks. Manila Railroad Company, the MRTC. The MRTC manages the light rail transit LRT Line 1, which is a significant mode of transportation in Metro Manila, particularly for tourists traveling to and from the city center. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP. The CAAP manages and regulates all aspects of civil aviation in the Philippines, which is crucial for air travel to and within the country, particularly for international tourists. Light Rail Transit Authority, or LRTA. The LRTA operates LRT Lines 2 and 1 essential for transportation within Metro Manila and for tourists visiting various attractions. Land Transportation Office, LTO. The LTO issues driver's licenses and regulates the transportation, impacting the availability and safety of transportation for tourists. Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, LTFRB. The LTFRB regulates the issuance of franchises for public utility vehicle, which is critical for tourist transport services, especially buses, taxis, and jeepneys. Philippine Coast Guard. The Philippine Coast Guard enforces laws and provides safety services in the maritime jurisdiction of the Philippines, contributing to maritime tourism, safety, and security. Professional Regulatory Board for Custom Brokers. The Professional Regulatory Board for Custom Brokers regulates the practice of customs brokers, impacting tourism-related imports and export, ensuring compliance with regulation. Nayong Filipino Foundation. The NPF was created under the PD number 37 on November 6, 1972, with the intention of promoting, encouraging, and initiating research and development projects and activities in social sciences, humanities, social and amelioration, and allied fields. The foundation is a non-stock, non-profit public corporation, organized, established, and operate the public interest. No portion of its funds and income shall inure to the benefit of any of its members. Tourism Enterprise Zone Authority, TIZA. The TIZA administers tourism zones and grants tax benefits to tourism enterprises, attracting investment and fostering tourism development in specific regions. Number 2. The case study, the overpriced airport NAIA Terminal 3. The case study of NAIA Terminal 3 illustrates the challenges of government-led tourism projects, highlighting the potential for corruption, substandard construction, and financial mismanagement. The chapter explores the following key points. First, the contract. The chapter details the contract for the construction of NAIA Terminal 3, highlighting the inflated cost and the potential for corruption. The construction. The chapter describes the construction process, noting the substandard quality and delays, which ultimately lead to the airport's opening being delayed and its functionality being compromised. The investigation and the fallout. The chapter discusses the investigation into the project, highlighting the allegations of corruption and the consequences for those involved. What are the lessons learned? The chapter concludes by examining the lesson learned from the NAIA Terminal 3 case, emphasizing the importance of transparency, accountability, and robust oversight mechanism in government project and ensure efficiency and effectiveness. So, as what I have read, we all know we have tackled the NAIA 3 issue. So, due to the government corrupt or the failure of the government. So the NAIA 3 or the our airport experience low quality service. We provide low quality service, especially to our tourism industry, because of no regulations and proper and transparency for all the necessary things that they need to provide. And also, if we will acknowledge the corruption, we will see how um, how big and how corrupt our government is. And that's why we need to know what are the essential things that we need to provide. We need to act according to um, ethical standards. And next, number 3, the legal framework. The chapter provides a detailed breakdown of the legal framework governing tourism and development in the Philippines, including presidential decrees, republic acts, and executive orders. It examines the legal basis for the creation of action of each agency and analyzes specific cases that illustrate the legal challenges and opportunities faced by the tourism sector. This section focuses on the following key points. First, presidential decrees. These are laws issued by the president with the force of law, often related to specific policies areas. The chapter examines relevant presidential decrees related to tourism, such as those related to tourism infrastructure development, environmental protection, and regulation of tourism activities. The Republic Acts. These are laws passed by the Philippine Congress and signed into law by the President. The chapter examines relevant Republic Acts related to tourism, such as those related to the creation of the DOT and the PTA, the regulation of travel agencies, and the protection of tourism sites. Executive orders. These are directives issued by the President typically related to specific policy or administrative matters. The chapter examines the relevant executive orders related to tourism, such as those related to the implementation of tourism programs, the allocation of funds for tourism projects, and the creation of task forces to address specific issues. Legal cases. The chapter analyzes also the specific legal cases related to tourism, such as those involving disputes between tourism operators and local communities, environmental violations, and intellectual property rights, highlighting the complexities of legal issues faced by the tourism sector. Number 4. Challenges and opportunities. A. Coordination and collaboration. The chapter emphasizes the importance of effective coordination between government agencies, acknowledging challenges such as bureaucratic inefficiencies, overlapping responsibilities, and communication gaps. It suggests the following challenges. Bureaucratic inefficiencies. The chapter highlights the bureaucratic complexities that can hinder effective coordination, including lengthy approval processes, inflexible regulations, and lack of streamlined communication channels. Overlapping responsibilities. The chapter discusses instances where different agencies have overlapping responsibilities, leading to confusion, duplication of efforts, and potential conflicts. Communication gaps. The chapter notes the challenges of ensuring effective communication between agencies, which can hinder the seamless implementation of policies and programs, leading to delays and inconsistencies. Letter B. Sustainable development. The chapter recognizes the need to balance tourism development with environmental sustainability, cultural preservation, and the interests of local communities, highlighting the following challenges and opportunities. Environmental sustainability. The chapter highlights the importance of minimizing tourism environmental impact, protecting natural resources, and promoting sustainable practices to ensure the long-term viability of the tourism destinations. Cultural preservation. Chapter stress the importance of preserving cultural heritage, supporting local traditions, and minimizing their negative social impacts of tourism, ensuring that the tourism development respect and enhance local culture. Community involvement. The chapter emphasizes the need for meaningful engagement with local communities, ensuring that they benefit from tourism development, have a voice in decision-making processes, and their cultural values and interests and respect. C. Future growth. The chapter highlights the potential for future growth in the industry through sustainable tourism initiatives, development of new niche market, and adoption of digital marketing and technology, exploring the following opportunities. First, sustainable tourism. The chapter emphasizes the importance of promoting sustainable tourism practices such as eco-friendly accommodations, responsible waste management, and community-based tourism initiatives, enhancing the industry environmental and social sustainability. Niche markets. The chapter highlights the potential for targeting specific niche markets, such as in adventure tourism, cultural tourism, and wellness tourism, attracting specialized segments of tourists and diversifying tourism offerings. Digital marketing and technology. The chapter emphasizes the importance of utilizing digital marketing tools and embracing technologically advancement such as online travel booking platforms, social media marketing, and mobile application to enhance tourism promotion and reach a wider audience. Number 5. Public service careers in tourism. The chapter emphasizes the diverse opportunities for public service careers within the tourism sector, suggesting roles in government agencies involved in policy formulation, programs implementation, and industry regulation. It encourages students to consider these careers, noting the potential benefits of contributing to national development while acknowledging the challenges of navigating bureaucratic structures and working within complex policy environments. The chapter discusses the following potential career paths. Policy formulation. Careers in policy formulation involve developing and implementing policies related to the tourism development, marketing regulation, and sustainability. Program implementation. Careers and program implementation involve overseeing the implementation of tourism program, projects, and initiatives, ensuring their effectiveness and impact. Industry regulation. Careers and industry regulation involve enforcing tourism regulations, inspecting tourism facilities, and ensuring compliance with industry standards. Number lastly, conclusion. The chapter concludes by reiterating the significant role of government agencies in shaping the Philippine tourism industry. It emphasizes the importance of effective collaboration and coordination to address challenges and seize opportunities for future growth. It also encourages students to explore public service careers within the tourism sector, contributing to the development and promotion of this vital industry. So chapter 6 was all about the tourism industry and how we should kung saan na to siya pagpangga, kung saan na to siya pag-implement the law, how we follow and subay sa mga law nga regulate sa atong government, and also for sustainability, for transparency, and also for the future growth of the Philippine sector, of the Philippine tourism sector. So we need to do our best. We need to indulge in tourism sector tungod kay it is one of the top 1 contributor of our economic here in the Philippines. That's why we need to preserve. We need natong panggaon, need natong i-preserve, need natong dili apusaran ang atong mga natural resources. Tungod kay Philippines have one of the great places to visit, no, sa mga foreigners or especially for our tourists from national tourists. So Philippines, ginadung dyan nilang Philippines for the nostalgic and the aesthetic hotels and resorts and also beaches here in the Philippines. That's why we need to preserve. We need to implement rules and regulations to preserve our natural resources and also our destinations and our natural heritage. And that will be all for this chapter 6. And I hope you learned something, guys. And see you on my next video. And God bless us all.